Hey, so I want to talk about the pharmaceutical industry because I have sort of grown up in relation to that industry because I have a metabolic disorder. My mom also worked in the pharmaceutical industry and still works there. And um, basically, my opinion is that the pharmaceutical industry, the medical industry, is really only good for surgeries and access to medication. Um, So, if you tear your labrum, right, and you need a surgery, Western medicine is great. They'll do that for you. Who else is practicing cutting people open? If you need a very, very obscure drug that is super specific to you, and without it, you're kind of screwed. Western medicine is there for you. I totally am down with that. I have to inject every day so I can eat protein. I don't know any herbs or supplements I can take to recopy my liver enzyme correctly. Um, so that's on one hand. And on the other hand, okay, so think about the kid in school, right? Who he's told to be a doctor or a lawyer, right? So he goes to grammar school and he just listens to everyone and he wants to be a doctor and a lawyer. He goes to high school, I want to be a doctor and a lawyer. He graduates college, goes on to medical school, right? The type of people who become doctors, not always, 90% of the time though, they are uber conformist nerds who do not think for themselves or think outside the box. And this is from personal experience because I would go to multiple doctor's visits a year for many years, basically, and I still do. I still have to, kind of, for insurance purposes. Um, and doctors are very rigid and they're very convinced of their own intelligence, which is one of the most annoying parts about them. For example, um, when I was 17, I deviated from the standard medical diet for my metabolic disorder. They would say, oh, you're bad, don't do that, blah, 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 you're putting yourself in danger, all this stuff, right? But I had figured it out myself already what was the best course of action. 3 years later, they changed the whole standard model to what I was doing. Not because credit to him, right? They don't do that stuff. But that's the thing is doctors are always behind what the system is telling them. And, we saw that a few years ago with the whole pokey hokey thing. And yeah, like if you want to know how to heal yourself, you got Google, right? So we have disgusting food on one hand, modern food and medicine. And on the other hand, we have Google to combat that. God is fair. All right. God bless.